Hello, Robert. How you doing? Any questions about this afternoon? I have some emails today in reference to the jazz time. They can't seem to coordinate all four limbs at one time. Well, neither could I. Not yet. Uh-oh. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to wait for it to populate a little bit. But, you know, nobody can just pick up the sticks and play ding, chong, ka-dum on the right hand and play whatever they want to play. What's wrong with the camera? With the left hand. So you have to have some sort of organization going on mentally. As in the stick control formula book, we took the first triplets. We did the triplets. Okay? And we took them to a substitution. All the R's equal the bass drum, all the L's equal the snare drum. I just want to wait for this. It takes everybody a while, but you got to get that organization going on. Grab hold of the triplet. What I do, or what I have done that helped me, was just play my bass drum 1, 2, 3, 4 while this is going on, my hi-hat 2 and 4, and then 1, 2, 3, for 3 minutes play this. Now, when you try to put them all together, you're going to see you're forcing that right hand, and it's going to be a little bit of ponderous, like. That's what you're going to start getting. So you got to lighten up. Take it a little slow and a little bit at a time. You feel comfortable with that, and drop the left foot in. Okay? I'm still very early. Let's wait until it starts to populate some. How did you like those? Let me give you just a little bit of a private insight here of the linear concepts, okay? It's a fun thing to do, and it opens up your mind to be creative. I mean, if I stay on one drum, for example, you take the figure 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, now remember how we're doing in linear, we're filling in with the bass drum, 1 and 2 and 3. Just like anything else, if you do it for a period of time, you're going to start to stretch out somewhat. All right, so let's just wait a little bit. Or whoever's watching, please get in the chat and say something. Say hello. Matt, you suck, or whatever you want to say. Okay? Now, do you agree with that? You have to have something to really base it on when you're playing that ride cymbal. I keep a triplet formation going on. What was your approach? Hi, Stacy. I keep a triplet formation going on. I'm constantly thinking right at this point, if I'm having problems coordinating it, I'm counting 1 and the 2, and the 3, and the 4, and the. So I put that in place. 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 1, 2, the 3, the 4 and the 1. I'm doing it really slow. So I said, okay, let me play against that. And remember I just said that it's going to be sometimes ponderous with the right hand putting both together. So what I do is I start off real slow and very soft. And when you do it slow like that, you have control of what you're doing. I mean, if you're having issues with it, thank you, Jim. Well, that's exactly what you're supposed to do, Robert. I mean, it worked for me and it works for everybody else. Okay, so if you're just doing it slow, 1 and the 2, the 3, 4, 1 and the 2, and I throw the left foot in, heel, toe. Now bass drum, 2 and the 3, 4, 1, 2. Now you have a building block. 1 and the 2 and the 3 and now the triplets with the left hand. Sorry. Ay ay ay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'll do that for 3, 4, 5 minutes. Hello, Dennis. So I'll do that for 3 or 4 or 5 minutes every day. That makes me, if you're just going to start to do something like that, here's what happens. You get all flustered, you're all, oh man, how am I going to do it? Or you miss something, you get all flustered. Relax. Some people are going to find this out. They're going to play this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Now they're going to put the left hand in and all of a sudden they pound the right hand. You have to separate it. That's why you're doing it slow. 1 and the, I'm sorry, let me do it again. 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 1. Do that for like 3 or 4 minutes, 5 minutes. That's how it's going to work. And you do it every day. You got to stay aware of it. How you doing, Horst? What I do, when I first started, it used to drive me crazy. I used to walk around with the Jim Chapin book. And I tried the triplets. I could never figure out, in the beginning of his book, why he took the jazz time in a dotted eighth note. 1 E and the 2 E and the 3, 4, the 1. Well, that's to play the straight up and down. Okay, but there's a reason for that. And that reason being, it's closer to the downbeat. Who's this? I can't see. Buongiorno. Corey Dick. Okay, how you doing? First time here. All right. Anyway, what I do is, the reason why he did that was you're playing ballads. 1, 2, 3, and the 4 E and the 1 E. You're slowing it down. You're not opening it up like that. 1 and the 2. They're so closely related. As you play faster, it's going to sound the same. The triplet and the dotted eighth note are so close when you're playing up tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on a second. Do you guys understand what I'm talking about? Come on, monitor, don't go to sleep. All right, there you go. Corey, how you doing? Okay, Jimmy's kind enough to put my email there. If you'd like to get added to my mailing list, and you get the schedule, the location, and if necessary, some PDFs. So just email me. Tonight we're going to be working from syncopation formulas. I'm addressing an issue that a few people are having right now, playing that jazz pattern, and they can't seem to coordinate it. Well, that's because they're playing it too fast. They don't have any control of it. That's the obvious reasons. So you need, Marco, how you doing? Marcio. Hola, Matt. All right. So you need to take it slow. Take a figure. Say you want to do this figure against it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Well, you're not going to go into it like if you're having time. You're not going to do that. So you're going to sit there and go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and take the figure slow. It will work, but it's not going to happen in an hour or 2 days session or a week session or a month session. So there's really no time frame on it. It's how much time you put into it and how you're approaching it, you'll most definitely get it. It's not a problem. Then you can venture off. If you play music, you play in time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bang. Okay? So I'm always thinking when I'm doing that kind of pattern, I'm thinking eighth note triplets. Like I've given way back there an exercise from the stick control book. Playing the jazz time, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3. And we made all the rights the bass drum and all the lefts the snare drum, but we're swinging the line. Okay? I know everybody here understands it. I want to get to Corey and Marcio. Marcio, do you understand how to swing straight up and down eighth notes? Like if I had a figure 1 and 2, 3 and 4, and do you know how to swing that? Marcio, do you know how to do that? Swing it? I hate this delay. Any questions there, guys? Stacy, Marcio, Robert, Jimmy, Corey, Dick? Hoist, do you have any questions? Dennis? Okay, fine. You follow for sure. So you know how to take the eighth note pattern, okay, and make it swing or swung, whichever you want to call it. You syncopate it, 1 and 2. Now we're going back to basics here. So with that, I'm going to do line 1 of stick control book, page 5, but I'm not going to use my right hand. I'm going to substitute the right hand for the bass drum. So I'm going to have this, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and okay? Now you want to work this one in. So I'm going 1 and 2, and I'm going to play the line. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. I'd be honest with you, when I was first starting to do things like that, I'd make more mistakes than I do playing it right now. Trust me, it takes a long, long time. I mean, you can't approach it like a day, 2, 3. Maybe it's my fault. I do it too fast. So you need to take it at your own pace, your own understanding. You have to grab hold of that triplet, 1 and put everything in place. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and get the line down. Okay, do it for 3, 4, 10 minutes. Focus in on it. Now, from going from line 1 to line 2, believe it or not, is the difficulty here. The other ones are pretty easy because you're making that transition. You're playing this for a period of time now. 1 and 2. You're playing this for a while. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So you go to line 2, it's the reverse of the hands and bass drum. So it might confuse you. That's the object. Not to confuse you, but to make you focus even harder and feel the difference between 1 and 2. Once you pass 1 and 2, everything else is cake, man. Bing. Eventually you do it like this. But not right now. You're having difficulty putting it all together. Just do it slow. Don't go any faster than you don't have control. Marcio, do you understand it? Now I have in the syncopation formulas, okay, yeah, boom, getting old. That's this guy, my latest publication, which will be available on my website sometime next week. In the meantime, if you'd like to purchase this in hardcover, which it is here, or PDFs, email me directly. The cost for the hardcover, and it's only available in the United States, is $35. For the PDFs into your mailbox, it's like 170 pages for $20. So if you're interested in purchasing that, do it. Okay, but now, getting back, let's start from the beginning of the book. Okay? Now what I did is, on page number 2, I'm trying to show the difference. So like I said, students, would come to me, oh, I done the syncopation book 20, 30 years ago. It's time for me to get back into it. So you open up a page like this very simple page, and you say, okay, you have 1 and 2, 3, 4. Now swing it. They wouldn't know what to do. So, and it seems to be a commonplace with a lot of drummers. They just don't understand the concept of syncopation. Syncopation means to change the feel. Here we're playing straight up and down, 1 and 2, 3, 4. Simple. Now swing, we go to the triplet mode, 1 and 2 and. So we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. It's written out straight, the way you would interpret that straight measure as swung. It's written right next to it. Now this is a good one for you, Stacy, if you want to deal with this one. Play the jazz pattern, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and play the right side. 1 and 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you notice I didn't play no bass drum there. Okay? So what you want to do, what is that? Ayabinga, bunga, love that. Okay. Another guy with alabumba. Okay, so just take one at a time. And if you have problems with it, I have a variety of them written out. Okay. Let me see where that starts. I didn't want to put an index because I notated the pages. So when we do it, I just say, okay, page 28 or 29 or whatever. But if you go, let's see. It starts where you would be more interested in right now with to develop that a little bit better. I can't even find it. Jesus. Inga bonga boonga. Hold on. Where is it? Come on. Okay. Now this is going to start. If you have you don't have the book yet because I didn't mail any of them out. If you have the PDF and you go to page on the PDF, go on the PDF page 120. Now here's what we're doing tonight. We're taking the figure swung. It's not written straight up and down. So the first figure is 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the. So we're going to play that against the jazz pattern. Standard way to play a jazz pattern, if you're not going to accent with the bass drum, the bass drum is played all four. You're feathering the bass drum. We all know what the term feathering the bass drum means, correct? Hey Seth, how you doing? Do we all understand what feathering the bass drum is? You play it so it blends into everything. Not one voice here is outstanding. They're all blending in. 1, 2, 3. Hear the bass drum? I'm feathering it in. If I want to pound it, accent, So blending my ride cymbal, my hi-hat, and my bass drum as one unit. So it's actually one note in harmony with the voices. This is one note, that's another note, and that's another note. I blend them in. 1, 2, 3. So that first one, it's written out for you. You see the swung exercise. Does everybody have that who has this PDFs 120? You got it? All right. 120. So you're nice and light. Bass drums 1, 2, 1. So the first step is to count it, and that's essential. 1 and the 2 and the 3, 4. 1 and the 2, the 3. Then you put that snare drum in. 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 1, 2. And now you get that going on as you count it, because there's another step coming with that, and that's instead of counting it, you're going to hum it as part of the melody, or you're not comping here. I'm trying to explain to you, the mechanics of this. It's broken down in eighth note triplets. You're counting it. All the voices are blended in musically, and then eventually you're going to hum this the melody line, that is the melody line. But this is essential. 1 and the 2 and the 3, bass drum, 1. So you got this. 1 and the 2 and the 3, bop. 1 and the 2 and the 3, the 4. So now, instead of me counting, I'm still somewhere in my mental zone here, I'm counting, all right? Now, instead of me counting the melodic line, bop, bop, ba, da, bop, bop, ba, I start to hum it. And I think we went over that this afternoon. About first you break it down to mechanics, then you're counting it, and the next level would be humming it. All right, like you take a 2-bar phrase, a 3-bar phrase, a 4-bar phrase, and eventually you got 8 measures. All right, I'm sorry about that, Robert. I'm going to mail everything out tomorrow, okay? Whoever wants to purchase the book, who hasn't, email me and we'll make arrangements for it. Hey, Dennis, you here? I'm looking for Paul. Hoist is here. Hoist, I'm going to send you the PDFs and I'm going to send you the book, Dennis. Okay, well, I'm trying my best to I figured I'd send the people who bought the book, I figured let me send them the PDFs to sort of like do something with that tonight with the lesson or this afternoon. So we'll let it go, we'll finish it tonight, but tomorrow we'll work on something else until you guys get the book. Okay? You got it, Jimmy? Now, you know, it's the mechanics. I'm not performing. Dennis, you want me to send you the book? You know the PayPal gig. Okay? Anyway, we're breaking it down mechanically, mathematically, and technically. And from that point, we're counting it, which is essential. Eventually, that count will become a melodic structure. What's the line here? Da 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 da. Ba da da, ba 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 da, and you hum it. Then you'll see it starts to make a lot more sense. I mean, you know, there's no reason for me to perform it for you because that's not what this platform is about. It's an instructional platform. Okay, and what I do now is I take the figure and we'll do it in a variety of different ways, a variety of different figures. And we'll do it with the triplet fill-ins, not fills, fill in. Or we'll accent the triplet, alternating the strokes. Or we'll do the triplet roll. Or we'll do some one-handed accented exercises. It's all of the interpretation of Syncopation book, which is a great book. It's been around for a lifetime, and so has Stick Control book. Do you know that Stick Control book sells over 150,000 copies a year? Isn't that amazing? Because, you know, somebody has it for 20 years, it gets all ripped up, and they want to buy another one. Then a new guy's, oh, I got to have the Stick Control book, and they put it down. I got a comment today from someone who does frequent this, but he hides. He don't come into the chat. And he said, here's another lesson from the grumpy old man, venting. Is that nice to say? You guys think I'm a grumpy old man? Venting? Since when is the truth venting? Mercy. Okay. So, did anybody have a chance to look at or understand the linear concepts? Or understand what I was saying about the linear concepts, to be creative? There is no right or wrong, as long as you follow one particular rule. Do we all understand how to do the linear concept? And be creative? Okay, let me just go over a little bit more of the linear stuff, maybe to incite you a little bit. I'm just from Jersey. Okay, that's even better. Okay. All right, so linear, straight line. Again, I'm going over it. A straight line of rhythm. Hey, come on. A straight line of rhythm where no two voices hit at the same time. A broken line of rhythm. 1, 2, and 3, 4. That's a broken line of rhythm. Why? I had 3/4 notes and 2/8 notes. So I'm going to take that same line, 1, 2, and 3, 4, and the rule is, whatever figure you're looking at, make it the top. The top, I mean your drums with the hands. The bottom, the fill-in, you could, right now you're starting just with the bass drum, but we can move it all over the place, hi-hat and bass drum, and have fun with that. So we'll take that figure I'm going to play just on the snare drum. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now I'm going to make it linear. Now I'm going to fill in the blanks. I want to make a straight line of 1/8 notes. So wherever there's an 1/8 note missing, I'm going to play with my bass drum. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and. Now I'm not trying to create any record or break any kind of record of speed, but now if you start alternating it, you have a different texture here. 1, you have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now I'm going to spread it around. I'm going to go 1 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. I forgot the figure. It's a quarter. Oh, sorry. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Let's see what I'm doing? I'm maintaining the top as the musical figure, which is 1 and 2 and 3, 4, and I'm filling in the blanks with the bass drum. Now, I have an option here. I can play any voice that I want. And every voice that you play, hiya, John. You missed everybody. John Green. Okay. Are you on my mailing list, John? Didn't you purchase the stick control formula book a while back, or the PDFs? Anyway, did you understand the linear concept? It's a good one. And so what you want to do is be creative off of one figure. I did give you about 5 or 6 or 7 different options, which if you're going to follow, it gets more confusing. Be creative and do your own, as long as you follow the rules, as the melody line is the hands. Okay? The melody is the hands, and you're filling in the blanks to make it linear. You have the workbook or you have the PDFs? I think you have the PDFs, right? Here's my new release, Syncopation Formulas. I haven't even mailed any books out yet. They will be put in the mail. Oh, I got to print out, get some more printed out. I printed out 12. They're all sold. Ay, bunga. All right. You find that stick control book formula helpful, Mr. John? Is it helping you somewhat? Anyway, Inga, here we go. The book is 35, the formulas are 20. So if anybody's interested, just email me. And if you guys can, it's optional, okay? If you guys have a camera to film a video, please make me some videos. Make me happy. Send them to me. I'm looking so forward to this weekend thing, you know, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, to visualize the students that are here. Some of them are going to be here. And all the stuff that they have learned online, once they're here Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, will all come together and make more sense. All right, any questions? Hey, John, if you're going to frequent the live lessons, they are on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 1 p.m., okay, and 7 p.m. Well, that's good. I'm glad it's working for you. You know, I have a couple students who are just getting into the stick control book, and they're playing, as I suggested, you know, the full strokes, the half strokes, the quarter strokes, utilizing the metronome, and some additional exercises. And man, I'm telling you, like from the first time to this week, what a difference their hands are, and their control, and their attitude. Okay, so please, John, frequent the broadcast. Okay, 1 p.m. every day and 7 p.m. at night, Eastern Standard Time. Stacy, you there? Did that help you somewhat? The approach, the attitude as far as doing it slow, don't become frustrated. It doesn't happen once, twice, 10 times, or whatever. It comes when it comes. You're actually, I don't know how to put this. It's like you are starting to develop, well, you're going to be giving birth to it if you keep doing that. And once it comes, it stays. It don't go no place. And just keep doing it over and over and over. And the most important thing, well, one of the most important things, is to blend in the voices. The right hand, the snare drum, the bass drum, and the hi-hat. It will help. That's very important. And you're going to get, sometimes the voice is going to be overwhelming above the other voice. Say, for example, you're hitting 1, 2, and that sounds nice. But sometimes you're going to hit 1, 2. You're going to force the 2 because something is either the bass drum, the snare drum, or the hi-hat is dominating that figure. So you got to blend it all in, and it will help. Okay, what do we have here now? Well, that's only the first volume. I can make 10 more volumes, Mr. Green. But there's so much to do. It's just an endless journey. And you can make up your own formulas. You know, you don't want to beat yourself up, but you can make your own formulas. Like I've taken some things that I've learned, and I didn't rob them, from Joe Morello's Master Studies 1 and Master Studies 2. And I made them into formulas. I used to do that with him when I studied with him. You know, we used to exchange formulas on a weekly basis at one time. All right, Patella, what do you got going on? And I show him what I got going. Well, that's pretty good. Huh, let me show you what I got. And it happened every week, and it developed into a lot of nice things. If you want a new formula that's challenging and it's very helpful, let me give you this one, Mr. Green. Do you know how if you have master studies, you have the table of time? In the table of time, you have groupings of 5. You know how to play 5s? Do you know how to do that, John? Groupings of 5s? Man, what is this monitor? It's getting crazy on me. Excuse me. Come back. All right. Let's see. You know how to do fives. All right. Here's one for you. Let's do fives, which is, you have to give 5 strokes to the quarter note. And now let's do fives, and you could do sixes if you'd like, or fours. I would prefer to start with fours. The fours. So if I say, okay, R, you become groupings of 5. Okay, left, you become groupings of 4. So you have the metronome going. You see what I did? I did a 5, a 4, a 5, and a 4. Because the right dictated and said, okay, R becomes the 5s. And L becomes the 4s. And you could do any combination you want. You can make 5s and 6s. The 6s. So you can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's control. It's just a challenging exercise. That's all it is. So make up your own forms. You have a camera? Maybe you can make me a video. You have Skype. Okay, I'm going to have to close it up, gentlemen, ladies, people, guys. Any questions? Tomorrow we're going to work from the workbook, okay? Pick out I'll take a simple ostinato and we'll build on it. We might even, I'm signing off, Paul. That's okay, you're late. And everybody, if I have your email, your address, I will be sending out the books tomorrow. I will be taking them to the post office. And for those who would like the PDFs, well, you know what PayPal says. Okay, Paul? Okay, Dennis? And whoever? Okie dokie. Any questions? Now remember, if you want to get on my mailing list, yeah, well, okay, fine. That'll help out. Email me. And who's the new guy from? I think that was France. What was his name? Let me see if I get him back. Where'd he go? Marcio and Corey. Korea? I think that's how you pronounce it. Just get onto my, email me, you're on my mailing list. Then you get the time, the location, and PDFs if required. Now, with the stick control book formulas and the new one, the syncopation formulas, when we do a lesson, when everybody has them, we do a lesson, you will get supplementary PDFs as something preliminary to help you out to resolve whatever issues that are involved, okay? Okay, Dennis. And all you other guys. No question. Okay. Sorry, Paul. I gotta leave, man. It's like almost 20 minutes to 8. I was here 10 minutes to 7. I've been trying to get here a little early because whoever straggles in, I talk to a little bit, see if they're having any kind of problems that they would like me to address. Okay, guys? Oh, I got a new cup. Ha! I opened a box by mistake. I don't know if you can see that. Let me bring it up to the camera a little bit. There, come on. Where'd you go? Come on, which way am I going? There you go. Matt Patella's drum studio. Huh, that was so nice. My wife gave it to me. It was one of the gifts she was going to get for Father's Day, but I opened it by mistake. You're welcome, Dennis. So I got an early Father's Day gift, Matt Patella's drum studio. I think that was pretty sweet. So now I got to buy her a bridge. Okay, guys. I hope I helped you out somewhat. And we'll see everybody tomorrow at 1 p.m. Now remember, there's my email in the chat. If you want to be added to my mailing list, just email me and I'll add you. You get the time, the location, and the subject that we were going to be taking for that day. Okay? And any additional books that you would need, or if you want to purchase the stick control formulas or the new one, the syncopation formulas, just shoot me up an email. Isn't that nice, Seth? Okay, guys. See everybody tomorrow, 1 p.m.